Well, I think it's worth recognising that spiritual abuse is very different from, for example, just differences of opinion, disagreements in the life of the church. And in church life, when we're part of a community or we're working together, very often we won't all necessarily agree as to what should happen. We won't all necessarily agree on theology. We won't all necessarily agree on practice. Sometimes we fall out with others and we don't get on with other people. And that's not spiritual abuse. Spiritual abuse is this much bigger problem of coercing and controlling other people's lives. And I would say there are a number of indications of where that has happened and where that might have occurred. It's when leaders tell people what they have to do in every area of their life. So rather than giving people the freedom to make decisions, the leader imposes their opinions, their views on those who are within the church and demands that they comply with them, so that they have to, for example, undertake ministry in a particular way. It might be requiring people to attend meetings and church in the way that they expect. It might be demanding that people give their money in a certain way. It might be demanding that people only associate with those that the leader says they can associate with. So it's those areas of life in which the leader has elevated their mission and their perspective, again, to the level of what God requires, so that everybody needs to do that. I think it's then the way that the leader invites people into close relationship with themselves, and welcomes people and seems to value them. But whenever they're questioned, the leader then begins to cut people off and to exclude them. And it's the way that leaders use their social power to draw people in and make them feel important, sometimes to make them feel that they're part of an elite group. And then if they begin to question or they don't do what the leader says, to begin to exclude them in a way that makes them feel isolated and rejected. And that's one of the dynamics by which kind of this abusive power is exercised. And the whole goal is to dominate people's lives and to enable them to, or force them to do what the leader wants. Maybe more direct bullying, so humiliating people, shaming them in public, in front of other people, criticizing them, blaming them, all with the motive of seeking to make them comply with what the leader wants.